What a disaster of a loss for the San Francisco 49ers, falling here in Week 5 to the Arizona Cardinals, 24-23. Got a lot of thoughts about what happened in this game, but just from a baseline perspective, the 49ers had a 13-point lead at the half in this game. You're up 23-10. You're thinking things are looking good. Defense is playing well. Offense is getting it done just enough. 13-point lead at the half. That's fine. Going into the fourth quarter, you have a 10-point lead. Once again, you still feel good about your chances in this game. But you allow a 1-3 Arizona Cardinals team, who just got spanked by the Washington Commanders, to come into Levi Stadium and come back after being down by 10 points in the fourth quarter and win this ball game. It's inexcusable. Good teams do not do things like this. They don't blow these type of leads to bad teams. The 49ers did not score a single point in the second half. Not a single point against what has been, statistically, one of the worst defenses in the NFL. The Cardinals just gave up 42 points to the Washington Commanders, and you couldn't score 1 point in the second half? Now, there's a lot that transpired in this game that led to these circumstances in the second half. Now, early on, you were looking good, right? Brandon Aiyuk was spectacular. He finished this game with 8 catches for 147 yards. You finally got a great Brandon Aiyuk game. Finally. And the offense was looking good in the first half. The run game started to get going a little bit. George Kittle caught an early touchdown. And we're thinking, okay, Aiyuk might be back. This offense might be back. But the red zone woes is what lost this game, along with the turnovers, for the 49ers. We previewed this game. And coming into this game, we said the Niners needed to improve at scoring touchdowns in the red zone. They were scoring touchdowns 50% of the time when they got into the red zone coming into this game. The Cardinals were giving up a touchdown 70% of the time. So we said this is a great opportunity to fix that, to remedy that. And what did the 49ers do in this game? They had 6 possessions in the red zone. How many touchdowns did they score? 1. That is never going to win you a football game, especially when you're turning the ball over 3 times. I got more to get to, but I got to ask you all this question. After another loss here in the season, another blown lead, very similar to the Rams game, would you fire Kyle Shanahan? Type fire, type keep. Sound off down in the comment section below.
Really quick, I want to weigh in on this because looking at the live chat right now, we have over 1,000 votes on this, and 59% are saying fire Kyle Shanahan. So I'm actually curious as to how the faithful is going to feel about this game and what they think about the future of Kyle Shanahan. Chip, I just had to add that note in there and see what, people were thinking for next, or, for the future of this team.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And look, I think the red zone stuff, that does fall on Kyle Shanahan to make those plays and to make the right calls to put people in position to score in the red zone. Now, there was a lot of missed tackles in this game that we'll get to. The defense had its good moments, had its bad moments. There were some injuries, some unfortunate circumstances in this game that led to this final score. But look, if you're Kyle Shanahan, you're the offensive guru, you're the offensive mastermind of this team. Like, the offensive output was fine. 384 total yards. You ran for 153 yards on the ground, but 3 turnovers. And this is the other thing I wanted to bring up. Brock Purdy did throw 2 interceptions. The first one was a tip pass. Defensive lineman tipped it up. It fell into the Cardinals' hands. That's fine. That's not on Purdy. But the 49ers get the ball back with about 1:30 left. Down 1 with a chance to go down the field and win this game. First play of the drive, Purdy throws a strike to Kittle. First down. Second play of the drive. The pressure gets in. The Cardinals blitz. The Niners don't block it up. Defender gets in. The safety for Arizona hits Purdy as he's throwing. Ball goes way up in the air. It's an interception. But the most back-breaking turnover of this game was late in the game. The 49ers were up 2 on the Arizona 8-yard line. You had a first and goal, up 2 with 6 minutes left on the Cardinals 8-yard line. And what have we been saying? When you get in the red zone, run it more, run it more. Give it to Jordan Mason. You give it to Jordan Mason, he fumbles. And that allows Arizona to go on a 14-play drive that it spans 4.5 minutes to go and win the ball game with a field goal. It's just unacceptable to turn the ball over in a spot like that. And it's unacceptable to lose a game in which you have a 13-point lead and 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter. I got more thoughts to get to. Some injuries that happened that I got to touch on in this game that led to what transpired here. But make sure you subscribe. Get the best 49ers videos on YouTube. We don't just do watch parties here on the channel. You get instant reactions like you are right here. News, rumors, analysis, multiple videos every single day, all year long, right here on the channel. So make sure you subscribe. Now, before we get to the rest of my thoughts, got to give a shout out to today's sponsor here on the 49ers Report, and that is Game Time. Game Time is the best and only place that you should be going to get tickets to your sporting events. I absolutely love going to football games, going to sporting events live with my friends. I used Game Time to go to a Clemson-Georgia game about a month ago at the start of the college football season, and I was able to get my tickets right before Game Time started, thanks to the Game Time app at a low price. And it's not just sporting events that you can get tickets to. It's comedy shows, it's concerts, it's theater events. Game Time is great because prices drop as the event gets closer, and you're guaranteed to get the lowest price. And Game Time has a great new feature as well called Game Time Picks that makes tickets to your favorite team's events even easier to obtain. They filter out all the fluff so you don't have to scroll through hundreds and hundreds of ticket options to try to find what you're looking for. They show you the best deals right then and there. You get to see the view from your seat before you buy, so you know that you're getting a good view before you get to the event. And with all-in pricing, toggling this feature shows a total upfront. There's no surprise fees at checkout. You can see what you're going to be paying. All in, no surprise fees. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. So some more thoughts on this game. Niners came into this game a little bit banged up. George Kittle and Fred Warner were both questionable. They missed practice heading into the week. They were both able to play. And George Kittle was very good in this game. Had some big catches in big spots. But Fred Warner didn't have quite the defensive player level of the year impact that we would typically like to see from him. He made some plays here and there, but again, one of the biggest problems for this Niners team in the second half was their run defense and their tackling. They could not tackle James Conner no matter how hard they tried. James Conner was running all over their defense, right up the middle of the field, 19 carries, 86 yards. A majority of that came in the second half, and it was in big spots when the Niners needed to get off the field, and they just could not get off the field. Kyler Murray had the big run early on, a 50-yard touchdown run. And just take a listen to this. Listen to the 49ers possessions in the second half if you want an idea of how this game went. Coming out of halftime, Niners force a 3-and-out. And at this point, you're up 13. You're feeling great, right? The Niners' first possession, 4 plays, 11 yards. That's when Purdy throws his first interception. Again, it's a tip ball off the defensive lineman. Not his fault, but it happened nonetheless. Cardinals get a field goal off that. So they go down 23-13. Then the Niners go on a long 11-play, 43-yard, 7-minute drive. You're thinking, oh, this is great. They get all the way down to the 13-yard line of Arizona. They have a chance to add on and keep this game out of reach. But Jake Moody got injured in this game. Jake Moody got injured on a kickoff trying to make a tackle. And that kept the Niners from being able to kick field goals really for the rest of this game. They kicked a short one with Mitch Wishnowski, but they got to a 4th and 23 on this drive from the Arizona 27. And they had to go for it because they couldn't trust Mitch Wishnowski to kick a field goal. They turn it over on downs. Arizona scores to go down by 2. And then the fumble happens in the next drive that I mentioned with Mason. And then the last drive, they throw the interception. Just absolutely, absolutely brutal stuff. Again, a day where Brandon Aiyuk had a tremendous game. Jauan Jennings left early with an injury. He did come back. Talanoa Hufanga did leave the game with a wrist injury, so that'll be something to monitor as well as we move forward. Nick Bosa was tremendous in this game. And that's why you wasted some great performances in this game. Nick Bosa, the Cardinals tried to run a little swing pass dump off to the running back to the right side. Nick Bosa was rushing the passer, saw what was going on, dissected it, and made a super athletic play and picked the ball off. When you have a play like that happen from one of your best players, you can't waste that. The 49ers blocked a field goal and returned it for a touchdown. How often have we been talking about this 49ers special teams making plays and needing to step up and how bad they've been? They made a tremendous play to block a field goal and take it back for 6. And you still can't find a way to win the game. Now, Jordan Mason was good up until a fumble. He actually broke the record for most rushing yards in the first 5 games of a season in 49ers history. But that fumble just simply cannot happen. And when you waste these big-time performances from, Purdy's stat line didn't end up looking great because of the 2 interceptions and his completion percentage wasn't great, but he made some great plays with his legs out of structure. Jordan Mason was running hard, running physical, had a big 34-yard run. Besides the fumble, he was tremendous. But Deebo Samuel was really nowhere to be found. Jauan Jennings wasn't really anywhere to be found either. 1 catch for 13 yards. It was really all Kittle and Brandon Aiyuk. And it's great that Aiyuk got it going because he's been awful to start the year. So it's great to see him make some plays. But in the touchdown for Kittle, you cannot keep blowing these leads and expect to win these games, and you cannot stall out in the red zone. That's my biggest worry right now. If you had to ask me my biggest concern for the 49ers coming out of this game, it is their inability to finish off drives with touchdowns. Because once you get deeper in the season, playing better teams than the Arizona Cardinals, and you're in the playoffs, pushing for a Super Bowl, you cannot keep taking 3. You have to score touchdowns. And again, they entered the day scoring touchdowns on 50% of their drives, and then the Niners went 1 of 6 today in the red zone. It can't happen. That falls on the coaching staff, in my opinion, to put players in the right position to make plays and to get the right calls in there to score touchdowns instead of field goals. Because if the Niners don't go 1 of 6 in the red zone, they probably win this game instead of having to kick field goals all day long. So another blown lead for the Niners. It's just unacceptable is my word for this loss. So my biggest concern for the Niners. It's the inability to score in the red zone and score touchdowns. What's your biggest concern around the 49ers after this game? Niners fall to 2-3, and now they have to go play Seattle on Thursday Night Football in a short week. Things could get ugly really, really fast, and it's not looking good right now for San Francisco. So sound off right now in the comment section down below. Biggest concern around the Niners. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you with more videos to come this week here on the channel.